Just landed in Orlando, Florida. It's time for MACNA 2019. This is my friend Gareth from Real Reef. Rob, Gareth, what do you think about the news of the hurricane?
I don't know what you're talking about. Is there a hurricane coming? I don't know. It's like New Orleans all over again. They need to put MACNA at a different time of year, maybe.
You left Fiji and came into Orlando where there's talk of a hurricane landing here. Does that bother you at all?
Not a bit. I go through a hurricane every year in Fiji.
Do you believe it's going to land?
I haven't been tracking it, but most likely when things start to develop, they can change direction at any given moment, and they often do. The first word out was that it was coming straight up here, up north. I just heard this morning that it's taken a little bit of a left turn and going towards the Gulf. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard.
Well, I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too. I want to be here for 3 days.
What do you think about the news of the hurricane?
I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. I come from earthquake country, so we're kind of used to natural disasters out in California. We've got landslides, mudslides, earthquakes, fires, just about everything except a hurricane. So we're inland here. We're going to do our show, and we'll see what happens. We're not really that worried.
Yeah, I was making jokes yesterday. I'm going to be like Lieutenant Dan, hanging on the mast, screaming at God, "Is this all you got?"
So do you believe it's going to land? You don't believe it's going to land, huh?
I think I'm going to get out before it hits. So I was pretty relieved this morning when it said that it's not going to be here till Tuesday. So I think I'll be all right because I'm leaving Sunday night.
Sounds good. I hope it waits till Tuesday to land.
Right.
All right, thanks.
I'm not really too excited about it. I'm worried about getting home myself on Sunday. These weekends are long, and be good to get home.
Do you actually believe that it's going to hit land?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully not until Monday, because my flight's on Sunday.
Think it's going to happen?
It will, but it won't be as bad here. I mean, by the time it reaches land and it kind of gets central to Orlando, it shouldn't be as bad.
Well, I got you recorded saying that. I hope you're right.
I mean, I don't know. We're kind of inland, We're really in the center of Orlando, so center of Florida. So we're probably a little bit better off than the people on the coast.
Mark, what do you think about the news of the hurricane?
Usually I just say I don't care. It's just whatever happens, happens, because normally nothing happens. This time I might be wrong.
So do you believe that it's going to hit?
No, because they keep changing their mind every 20 minutes.
What do you think about the news of the hurricane?
Well, it's certainly not good news for the show, and we're tearing down tonight, and we're going to be out of here on Sunday.
Well, you're from California, home of earthquakes. Do you believe that this hurricane is going to hit?
It's going to hit. It's going to hit somewhere.
What do you think about the news of the hurricane?
I've never been in a hurricane before, Frank. So I've been tracking the hurricane on Nuri Fisher's iPhone.
Yeah. Do you think it's actually going to land?
I have no idea.
Are you worried about it at all?
My wife said I should be worried, so I'll be worried, I think.
Well, you know what? I grew up in West Palm Beach, Florida. And when I was a kid, I used to pray for a hurricane to come. Because the hurricanes always came around us one direction or another, and I always wanted to be in the eye of a hurricane.
So tell me, so at MACNA, on the floors of MACNA, if you walk the floors, I imagine that you have, do you feel like it's been impacted by the news? Do you feel like there are fewer people here than normal?
Oh, hell yeah, yeah. Yesterday we were setting up, and we kept getting word that this guy is not coming, that group is not coming, so we heard there was a lot of no-shows because of the hurricane. And also because MACNA had the same problem 2 years ago, and we were in New Orleans, and Hurricane Harvey was, whipped up right there next to Houston, and tore up Houston, and it changed the show. It cut the show about in half.
I recall that it did do that.
Yeah. So a lot of people here have already had the experience.
Too much news. It's more a play game, I think. You have more hurricane news between the ads, but I would say it will not be so strong, and you need to be careful about that. But yeah, I hope I can come back to my home in South Carolina before it hits it. But yes, it's not a big deal.
So you do believe it's going to land?
Yes.
So let's say we don't have hurricanes in Minnesota.
And then the wonderful no news that the Weather Channel keeps plugging. The world's ending. It has really affected our crowds. It's not even supposed to get bad here until Tuesday.
It's definitely had an impact.
I'll be home by Tuesday.
So you don't believe it's going to land?
No, I don't. It's not going to be bad till Sunday or Monday. Excuse me, Monday or Tuesday.
I hope that you're right too. Thank you, Bert.
You know, Frank, it's the weather's the weather, right? Can't predict it, you can't control it. We got plenty of people here at MACNA having a good time. The Floridians seem to be pumped up about a hurricane. They said no problem, we'll ride it out. End of the day, we're here having a good time. You'll get home one way or another. You can always walk, right?
Right.
Catch a boat.
Agree.
Why not enjoy while you're here?
You know, there's not much we could do about the hurricane. I think if you're going to be somewhere, a Disney location is probably the safest place to be.
Yeah, right.
They've got the infrastructure. They have their own water facilities, power, food. I mean, you name it, they have it all here. And they've got emergency plans already in place. So, worst case scenario, this is where I'd want to be.
I agree with that. The one thing I did do is my wife and daughter are with me, so they wanted to leave a day early. So we were going to leave Monday night. Now we're leaving Sunday afternoon. So kind of a compromise there. I would have stayed through the whole damn thing, but you know, when you got your wife and child, it's best to...
Well, I'm booking it Sunday morning too. So
yeah. So yeah.
So do you all believe that the hurricane is going to actually hit?
I don't think so.
Oh, I do.
I don't.
No.
No.
You don't think it's going to hit?
I don't think it's going to hit.
Not at all.
No.
Well, it didn't hit Puerto Rico, and they said it was going to hit Puerto Rico.
Right. I think it's turning.
Yeah, it's going to turn. Let's.
We're going to go with it.
Turning.
Yeah.
I hope the turning is right.
He just turned my opinion. So.
This is Larry and Veronica DuPont with their son Hayden from LRS Foods, and they're from the East Coast. But I wanted to ask them what they thought about the news of the upcoming hurricane here in Orlando.
We're supposed to fly out Sunday night at 5 p.m. We'll see.
Do you believe it's going to land?
I think it's going to land, but I don't think it's going to be as hyped up as they're hyping it up to be. Personally, I think we should just wait until Monday. Originally, we were going to leave, but this one has to leave on Sunday instead.
Gotta get back.
Do you believe it's going to land?
I think it'll land. How much damage it does, I don't know.
What about you, Hayden?
I think we could all be sitting at the bar Sunday night.
The clips that you saw prior to this were taken in Orlando, Florida during MACNA between August the 30th and September the 1st of 2019. The questions that were asked are what people actually thought about the potential of a hurricane, and then of course the bigger question, whether or not they actually thought that it was going to land. The fact is there was no hurricane, and not even anything close. And even though it impacted the attendance at MACNA, I'm thankful that those of us who were able to go were also able to go home. Well, that's it for now, but always remember, I'm simply being frank.